Good evening, all. It is Sunday night. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great Mother's Day. This is Shay Horowitz, ShogunTrading.com. This is our free weekly newsletter. It's not our daily newsletter, which is a totally different service. But anyway, the S&P 500 took a dive from the 1566 all the way down to the 6666. I'm sorry, 666. And now we're bouncing back, and we're bouncing out back pretty well. We're actually drifting up, which is pretty interesting. When the market swings, when the market trends, it does so because there's an ebb and flow of buyers and sellers. But sometimes the market just goes into a drift, and I'll show you this on a 60-minute chart. And you can see how there's not a whole lot of volatility. There's not a whole lot of back and forth waves. Basically, since the 666 bottom in the beginning of March, we've just been going up, 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 up. Quick pullbacks, but basically up and up and up, but in very, very small steps. Basically, that's lack of short sellers. It's not lack of, it's not overabundance of buyers necessarily. It's lack of short sellers. It's lack of sellers. People don't want to go against the new administration. They don't want to go against the new government because they're really, really trying to affect the market. And it's one of the biggest rules is you don't go against the Feds. Now, what we saw last week is a perfect example. Last week we had a stress test, and the stress test everybody was really, really stressed out about because it was about the banks. We wanted to see if the banks are going to fail, if the banks are going to need more capital, if the banks are not going to need more capital. So, they delayed it and delayed it and delayed the results of the stress test, and then we learned that, yes, banks don't need that much capital. They only need over $70 billion worth of new capital after having a banner first quarter, but then we learned that the banks actually negotiated those results because the results were actually much worse, but after negotiation and after agreements and after such and such, that's the results that they chose to report. Now, I don't know about you, but a test is a test. You can't negotiate results. The other thing we learned is that unemployment numbers came out on Friday, and we learned that unemployment the rate is actually slowing down. We were down 610, I think, the month before, and this week was only 530. And we celebrated, of course, that we're losing less jobs, although the unemployment rate is still pretty high. But then we learned that the government itself hired 100,000 people to do the census, and that's something that affected the unemployment report. I want to see the economy come back. I really do. But if we're going to do a test, if we're going to do numbers, I want to see them real. I want to see real numbers. I don't want to see adjusted. I don't want to see affected numbers. But that's where the market is at as well. The way I feel about it is the way the market itself feels about it, I think, because we're basically, we can't go against this. There's no way you can go short against this kind of management. So anyway, that's where we're at. So we saw quite a few changes in our economy lately, and they are affecting everybody, and they're affecting the market. The market's drifting up, and that's great for people because people feel a lot better when they see their 401k and they see their accounts go up. Now, at first it was a little bit more difficult, but over the past 3 weeks, we've had a tremendous trades because the market actually gained some momentum. That's something I really, really get excited to see. Now, momentum is created by buying power, by people coming in and forcing the buys. And that's what creates momentum. Let me show you some of the trades that we were in, and you can see what I am talking about. Okay, this is a daily chart, but I'll show you PQ, for example. You know what? I'm going to go into a 60-minute chart because it'll be so much easier to see. Okay, PQ is a stock we picked up. We picked up at 317, and it went up to 463 on Friday, which I think is pretty good. OSG from 27 up to the $38 level, and you can see over here the about where we entered it. Basically the first of the month, and that worked pretty good. Did I show you LNC yet? LNC from the 1208 all the way up to the 856, which worked out extremely well for us as well. Rambus Ramos from the 1052 up to the 13. That worked out pretty well as well. COF is actually a Capital One Financial is actually one we picked up over here, and a reentry over here would have been tremendous. As you can see, it went all the way up to the $31 level from the 1414. So that worked out pretty well. Of course, it took patience because not all of them developed right away, but they did develop pretty well and delivered pretty nice profits. PGH from 669 all the way up to the $8 level. Not a humongous profit, but definitely something we like. WTW also worked out pretty well for us. Look at that. 2048 was our entry, went all the way up to the 2653 level on Friday. So, the trades are there, and the trades are great. These are all, by the way, real stocks that we picked for people, and our clients did very well with them. So there's definitely momentum, and frankly, I haven't seen this kind of momentum in a couple months, and that's why I'm really excited about this time in the market, because of this momentum. We're used to getting these 20% trades as soon as we enter them. That's what our system is meant to get. So whenever I see momentum, I'm very excited about it. Now, I'm getting a lot of people that are requesting more help with other areas of trading a little bit longer term. For example, there's a lot of people that are requesting forex trading. There's a lot of people that are requesting options trading from us as well. Now, we want to help more people, and we're getting quite a bit of demand for the expansion. So I'm including a link for a poll. If you can take the poll, let me know what we can help you out more, and we'll try and expand to that area and be able to help out more people, because I think the market is exciting right now, and I think it's the first time I've been excited about the market for a while. So this is definitely the time to come in. So this is LNC. Oh yes. There's one more thing that I want to introduce, and that is we're going to start giving out free stock picks on a weekly basis, but we're only going to give away one. Our newsletter gives about between 1 and 6 stock picks per night. The free newsletter is going to do one per week. And the stock pick that I want to show you is pot. Not the herb, but the stock. This is a fertilizer company, and it should work out pretty well. What we're looking at is this wedge-shaped consolidation right over here that is touching right against resistance. Right around $100 resistance is always a very big psychological level. And if the economy starts booming again, this is a fertilizer company, and it work out extremely well. This used to be a $240 stock, so if it goes from 100 only halfway up, only up to 150, 145, you still talk about 50% return, which would work out pretty well. The other thing I want to show you is a weekly chart. And you can see on the weekly chart, this stock, we traded this one from the $37 level all the way up to the $200 level before. But you can see the wedge shape. You can see the higher bottoms that we have over here, which is a beautiful thing. You can see all the moving averages starting to turn back up. The 200-day moving average is still turning up. It's bouncing off of it. Everything is lining up on the stock for a nice longer-term trade. We're going to start introducing more long-term trades in our daily newsletter and one per week on our weekly. Anyway, we're not going to fight the Fed. We're going to stay on the long side. There's no reason for us to fight right now. The market is going to take it's going to take quite a bit for the market to turn around, because this is basically a freight train. It's a slow-moving train, but it's got a lot of power behind it. And in order for it to turn around, it's going to take some serious breaks. It's going to take something really serious for it to turn around. And we're not going to start bidding against it until that happens. Anyway, have a great week, and I will talk to you either tomorrow night or next week. Take care.